Good morning, friends, and welcome to our channel, Mornings at Sunrise Cottage. My name is Vicki Ann, and today we will be taking you to Haney's Appledale farm. And this is located just west of Somerset at Nancy, Kentucky. This is when we had first arrived, and of course we went over to look at that barn, and then we came back to the main store. And they had this little area here where you could take pictures with the Haney sign behind it. And they had a lot of pumpkins. And then we walked back to the Appledale farm sign to look at that. And look at that barn over there with all those trees lined up on either side of it. Then I thought I would walk over here and look under this little structure to see what they had, and they have like games and picture taking opportunities that you can use with your children. And then I spied the tractor. So of course I had to walk down and look at the tractors. This must be a really big operation because I noticed I think 6 tractors here. There's one where they've been mowing between the rows. And then I noticed this grass or clover something, I'm not sure what it was, that they'd planted under the trees, and I thought that was very interesting, and I was hoping someone could tell me what that is. We go to another place in Tennessee and they don't have this under theirs. I thought this looked so good. Then I'm assuming this is the apple picking Kubota. So I just walked down and gazed down the rows of beautiful apple trees. I'm not sure what these apples are, which kind. Then I thought I would get just a little bit closer and edge down that row a little bit. And they still have apples on the trees, as you can see. What they usually like to do is have apples coming in at different times so that people can come in and pick a variety of apples during the season. This was a tree there that we just thought was so beautiful, so we had to get a shot of that in. And then we walked around to the other side, and they had some little games and little toys for children to play on. An old basketball hoop up there. And look at the butterfly in the background. Then we walked back into the store. I wanted to see what was in there. And they had just tons of stuff. Over here they had reduced sugar, like jellies and jams. So they had quite a variety of that. I wanted to see some of the kinds they had. Then they had beer cheese, and look at all of these different items focusing on apples. Anyone that has their kitchen or dining room decorated for apples, you've come to the right spot here. And it says that there's 5 generations. So it's been growing for 5 generations. I was very impressed with that. Farm, sweet farm. Y'all know that anything to do with a farm I like. So then I kind of eased over to check out their t-shirts because I'm always interested in a good t-shirt. and they had some pretty ones. And I just had to see what kind of canned goods they had. They had golden medley, zesty dilly beans, zesty mushrooms, sweet baby corn, candied jalapenos, hot asparagus bullets, and many, many more. Then I looked over here at the apples, but first of all I had to kind of see what kind of sweatshirts they had. And they had a lot of them with Haney's apple farm on it. So they had like a large variety of apples. They had the Pixie Crunch, the Matsu, they had the Brayburn, they had the Gala, the Fuji, and an Ease back here. They had the Macintosh, which I like. They had the Jonna Gold. They had the Yellow Delicious, the Cameo, and the Grimes Golden. My grandpa used to raise those many years ago. And they had the Granny Smith. And then I went to see what they had over in that area. And I looked at the jams and the jellies and the candy area. And the apple butter, that looked really good. And look at this fella here. So then we go out and we see the butterfly chair. And Neil tried it out. He liked it. And I tried it out. And I liked it. So then we walked back outside and went over toward the cider house. And we went to see exactly what they had for younger children. So we wanted to take our time and look at it. Had to get a picture of this butterfly. And that was pretty. And if you'll notice, there's apples all around the edges of it. They just had many opportunities for good pictures here. Then look at this. Who wouldn't want to climb up that? Then we spied the Haney's Appledale farm truck. And Neil had to go over and look at that. We both liked that real good. So I got a picture of Neil with the Haney's Appledale farm truck. And I wanted to kind of scoot around here and get a picture of the front. Then we walked on out to the arbor. I wanted a chance to look down through these apple trees. You can still see the little pink under the trees, but it's not quite as obvious over here as it was at the other one. And they may have just recently mowed, and that might be the reason I could see the other one much better. They had some climbing things, and then I saw something, and I went to look up and look at the flowers. morning glories all the way to the top of that tree. I thought it was really pretty, but they probably don't like it that much when they're going up the trees. But what a beautiful view. And what a good time we had at Haney's Appledale farm. Then we walked back over. We were getting thirsty by this time, and we walked back over, but had to stop and look at the Chevron gas pump. Now the building that I'm going toward, as I'm passing by these roses, still beautiful in bloom, this is where they have their hot apple cider, their cold apple cider, and their icy apple cider. And they have donuts and all sorts of sweet goodies, as well as many other things. So we go in here, and I looked at these caps. I thought they were so cute with that bee on those. And they still had different sweatshirts in here, and just a lot of shirts, like sweatshirts, t-shirts, hats, cups, mugs. Candles. Balsamic vinegar, donut mix that you could take home and make your own donuts. Just all sorts of things. They also had puzzles. Coffee syrups. More candles and cute little pillows. And then they had all kinds of goodies. Different things you could take home and make and see how you liked them. And they had this little area where you could go in and sit down and eat and drink your apple cider or coffee or whatever. Then we go back outside, and I happened to spot this, and that's a picture apparently of the Haney family. And then we went over to get our treat for the day. And we picked out a cheese Danish, and Neil got hot apple cider and I got cold apple cider, and this was our view as we drank our apple cider and ate our cheese Danish. Wasn't that a gorgeous view? I could have sat there for hours and just looked out at it. But after I ate mine, I got up and I kind of wandered around in the room and looked it over and did a little video for you all so you could see what it looked like. They had those really pretty baskets there. And they had it decorated with, like all the walls were white. And of course it was decorated kind of like a farm. And they had touches of gold all over in their lighting. And some beautiful pictures from their farm. There's a long church pew in the background. Then I'm wandering back over to where we were sitting. And then I saw that up on the wall over there, and you're going to see it in a moment. There's another gold light and mirror. And I thought that was so cute. I love you a bushel and a peck. Oh, and right at the end, I decided to run back and grab us one of their fried apple pies. We both love fried apple pies, and I wanted to see how these compared to others that we've had in the past. I only got one and we split it, and let me tell you, this was probably one of the very best apple pies, fried apple pies that I've ever had. So I wish we'd gotten one each. Friends, thanks for joining us today. We hope to see you back here again next Tuesday when again we will try to have something fun for you to see. Bye, friends.